Today's lesson, we will be representing subtraction with and without the decomposition when there is a 3-digit add-in. So let's take a look at 172 minus 48. I need to first of all put that into vertical form. 172 minus 48. Okay, now I need to do this in my place value chart. So I have my hundreds, tens, and ones. I'm going to use my chip model to represent the whole 172. 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 172. So there I have 172 represented on my place value chart. And we're subtracting, so we don't need to add that other number on. So the 48 does not go on the place value chart. That is what you're taking away from 172. So here's where you need to really focus on that place value language and use the terminology decompose. So I'm decomposing or unbundling a 10 and replacing that with 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 ones that replaced 110. And the reason I unbundled is because the number 8, there's more on the floor, so I go next door and ungroup. So I had 8, which was larger than 2. So I have to go to the tens and ungroup or decompose. And now I have 6 tens remaining. However, in the ones place, I have now 12. So I can clearly take 8 ones away now, and I'm left with 4 ones. Now I need to subtract 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I subtract 4 tens, I'm left with 2. Then do I need to take anything away from the hundreds? No. So now I have 124. So that is the missing part to our whole 172. What I need to do now is I'm going to check my work by putting that into a number bond. So the whole is that number that we started with. In subtraction, your whole is the number you start with. So I'm going to write 172 and make a number bond with that. The part I knew at the beginning was 48, and the part I had to solve for is 124. So there you can see I've taken that equation 172 minus 48 and solved for the missing part and then wrote that into a number bond. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at that number bond and put that into addition and subtraction to see if those are true. So if I had 172 as my whole, and that's the number I started with to subtract, and then 48 was my part I knew, put in the missing add-in of 124. Sorry about that. That is my missing part. So now I can come up with 2 addition sentences and 2 subtraction sentences just from this number bond. I'm going to start with the missing add-in that I did not know my missing part. 124 plus 48 equals 172. So what essentially I did was I just went and worked backwards. So 124 plus 48 equals 72. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the next equation for addition. So now I'm going to work the other way. I'm going to start with 48. I'm going to add 124, and that's going to equal 172. So again, then it will equal. Let's take another look at that same problem. And this time, let's work on subtraction. So the whole is the number that you have to start with in subtraction. So that's the one we've been working on with subtracting that whole out. So 172, and then I'm going to work backwards. So 172 minus 48, and then come across equals 124. You see how you can take those three numbers and they're all the same. 172 minus 48 equals 124. Now I'm going to go the opposite way. So again, what number do I have to start with because it's subtraction? My whole, which is 172 minus, we're going to go this way. So when we go down, we subtract 124, and that equals 48. So all three of those numbers are true when they're written in the equations the way that they are. The add-ins, or the parts that we have on the bottom, is what we add with. When we subtract, we have to start with our whole and either go to 124 or 148 first.